Good afternoon. And today's staff meeting is based on our April action items and particularly our action research, as well as getting ready for testing for the spring. Before we begin, please make sure to sign in to the meeting. And also, you'll be getting within your groups for action research, and you're going to pull up your SLO plan to talk about the implemented strategy that you'll be reviewing along with data and collecting. The premises on our work today or our framing is that we're going to be locating at least one strategy that you will implement into your instructional practice. You will choose pieces of data to collect and analyze, brainstorming ways to share and showcase your research. And then you will also be discussing your pod planning with the proctors that Mr. Einhorn discussed with you last week during the training. He will also be available today if you were not available to go to that training or if you did not sign your certificate for completion. There will be a quick announcement made as well. Mental Health Action Day is actually on May 16th, but due to some scheduling concerns, May 9th will be assigned as that day. Ms. O'Connell has information, as well as Ms. Lori, about what that day pertains to and how we at Takoma Park can actually deal with those things and plan activities. So, our action research timeline is as follows. We are in the month of April, and this month we're going to be looking at how to implement your strategy now that you have chosen one to, in terms of your WSC characteristic. And you're going to be actually analyzing and also collecting data based upon the practice that you chose. So, today we're at the staff meeting. But we're going to actually be doing for the month of April that investigation of what data is supporting that strategy. Here are some to dos that we're actually going to be looking at in terms of our action research. So, during the staff meeting, you'll be doing some collaboration. You're going to be using your SLO to plan to review any lingering questions that you may have. And then, once you have all have agreed on a strategy or practice that you would like to implement, you're going to be discussing what types of data that you would like to collect. And then, if you've already collected it, you can analyze the trends and patterns that you have seen during the AR process. For this process, I have also left some resources and provided some also physical hard copies of resources that you would need in this step. So on the bottom part of the slide, you see that you have the part two template, which you should already have in your slow action plan, and just some of the guiding questions and guiding discussions about what you should be talking about in terms of the condition that you're trying to change. So on this page, you have your resources webpage, the Zaretta Hammond, Culturally Responsive Teaching book I will have on hand so that you may look at it if you're using that as a supplement. The part two template, which is the one that you have attached to your focused action plan. These also are going to be used as well today in this meeting. So that way you can actually, when you log off, you can actually use these to your advantage. If you still have questions today throughout the meeting, you can actually click on the office hour link. This link will actually enable you to talk with me, Ms. McKenzie, about any questions that you may have as you are now winding down and looking at your data. The next steps, though, after you have collected the data, you can choose to look at different types of data throughout this month to justify their problem and solution. Remember, the problem could be something that you're looking at in terms of what is you or you're trying to dismantle in the classroom or your instructional practice. And then you and your groups will then reflect on the data findings, and then you will proceed to organize those findings in order, especially for the latter part of this month. Next month, we will be looking more so into how you will present this data to the rest of our colleagues. So today's dedication is going to be work time. The work time is going to be allowing you to work within your action groups or planning, or you may meet with Mr. Einhorn for MCAP testing or makeup or follow up, or to get support planning opportunities for testing pods. The testing pods are also the pods that Mr. Einhorn set up last week in his training during team meetings. So if you and your proctor would like to meet today as well to talk about those things, you can. If you have any questions pertaining to any of the framing of this video, please contact Ms. McKenzie or administration.